Yes, come in. We would like to purchase your shares on Rock Chemical Industries.
Are you sure? What made you decide to purchase share in Rock Chemical Industry from Megafirst nearby?
Yes, I am. But you could say my company is trying to gain big profits by expanding the company in chemical industry market. But we will pay an earnest deposit of 700,000 ringgit before selling the actual contract.
We agree with those terms, so we need to inform the intend that we accepted their offer. So, how should the acceptance be communicated?
The offer does not say how the acceptance must be given. So acceptance can be communicated in any way, including by phone or email. So since you already agree with the terms, I informed the intend about your acceptance.
I'm running out. He was restless and in a hurry waiting for the lawyer's answer from the other party. The representative of the intend steps out of the lift, phone pressed tightly to their ear. This call could decide whether a contract exists or collapses. The phone vibrates. She hurriedly picked up the phone call. Stepped down the stairs, hand busy holding the document, she pushed the door. Suddenly, another person collides with her. She loses her balance and falls down. Papers slide in every direction. The phone slips from her hand and lands away from her reach. As a result, the communication is left incomplete. There is no confirmation and the opportunity to restate the message. What was meant to be a clear acceptance now becomes uncertain. Several weeks have passed since the disrupted phone call. No written confirmation was made and the issue of acceptance remained unresolved. To resolve the uncertainty, both parties agreed to meet again at the same place. This time, the purpose was clear. They intended to decide conclusively whether the offer had been accepted. The meeting represents an effort to restore clarity after confusion. In contract law, acceptance must be clear, certain, and effectively communicated.
There's no progress on the sale and purchase agreement. Have you accepted the offer?
Yes, acceptance was given 2 weeks ago on the phone to my lawyer. A binding contract was formed.
No written or direct acceptance was ever delivered to the tempat intan without official confirmation. There is no contract.
Your offer required no specific mode of acceptance. Section 4 of the contract. Your offer required no specific mode of acceptance. Section 4 of the Contract Act allows acceptance by any usual means. Verbal acceptance on the phone was valid.
Your lawyer is not our agent. Whatever was said remains internal to your company. With no formal acceptance, the offer is withdrawn.
You cannot withdraw from a concluded contract. We rely on it. We will sue for specific performance or damages.
We deny any agreement.
Then, we will see you in court. Good morning and welcome to this special legal report. Today, the Court of Appeal in Putrajaya delivered its decision in the contract dispute between Tempat Intan Sdn Bhd and Megafirst Corp Berhad involving a 700,000 Malaysian ringgit earnest deposit. The key issue was whether acceptance of the offer had been communicated to form a binding contract. This case arose from negotiations over the acquisition of shares in Rock Chemical Industries. Although a substantial deposit was paid, the parties later disputed whether a contract had been formed. We now review the events leading to the litigation.
Counsel, you may proceed. The court is ready to hear your submissions.
My lord, this case rests on a very basic misunderstanding of contract formation. The law on acceptance is not vague, nor is it flexible to convenience. In Enters Limited and Mines Parties Corp., the court held acceptance must be communicated to and actually received by the offerer. Without receipt, there is no contract. My learned friends claims acceptance was communicated. But communicated to whom? The appellant never received any clear acceptance. The so-called intermediary was never expressly authorized to receive acceptance on behalf of the appellant. Without communication, there can be no consensus ad idem, which is no meeting of mind. Therefore, my lord, the so-called deposit was not contractual, merely a payment made in anticipation of future agreement. In law, it must be written by the law of restitution.
Thank you, counsel. I will now hear from the respondents.
My lord, with respect to the appellant's argument, pre-contract law as it exists in the manual depends on commercial reality. In Procurement Limited against Tahad Standard, the court recognized that acceptance is effective when communicated by a method contemplated by the parties, or one that is reasonable in the circumstances. And my lord, let us look at the facts. This intermediary was not stranger. This intermediary was the central channel through which negotiations were conducted. To not deny its authority is not law, it is convenience.
My lord, the impropriety cannot simply be assumed.
It's not assumed, but it's inferred from conduct. When parties consistently negotiate through an intermediary, authority is employed by usage and commercial practice.
Counsel, are you suggesting that a binding contract was concluded before any formal agreement was executed? Clarify this point for the court.
Precisely, my lord. The law is clear. A formal agreement is not for a binding contract where offer, acceptance, and intention are present.
But my lord, the direct receipt.
Counsel, the court is not persuaded by technical denials alone. What concerns this court is whether, on the evidence, the parties intended to be legally bound at that stage.
Exactly, my lord. The appellant cannot accept negotiation through an intermediary when it's routine, and deny its authority when it's binding. That is not law, that is avoidance.
I have heard sufficient argument from both sides. The court will take time to consider the submissions and the authority's side. After considering the evidence and submissions, this court finds that there are no prescribed mode of communication for acceptance. What constitutes effective communication depends on the circumstances of the case. On the facts, acceptance was sufficiently communicated through the intermediary. The trial judge did not erode a law of fact. The appeal is dismissed.
The court's decision confirms that acceptance doesn't need to follow a specific form unless expressly required by the offer. So this case underscores an important principle of contract law. Clarity in communication is essential, but flexibility remains where no specific mode is required. So that concludes our special legal report. Thank you.